Welcome to this special edition, this real playoff CFB edition of Two Guys and a Mic. I'm one of your hosts, Ron Pierce, better known as RP.
And I'm your other host, Big Sean. Hope everyone is enjoying their evening.
Well, I know that we are enjoying our evening.
So yeah, definitely enjoying our evening. It's technically morning now, but we're enjoying our Ohio State victory.
Yeah, listen. Now tell me this though, Sean, for real, because I put it on my Facebook page. But bro, was that first game boring as hell or not? I was.
Oh, the Notre Dame game?
Yeah, I was legitimately trying to have interest. It was hard to have interest, bro. Once
Alabama I was asleep by the second quarter. I took a nap.
Yeah, once Alabama went up 14, I was like, it's over.
Like, yeah, that was it. Yeah, I was going to see if Notre Dame was going to at least attempt to be competitive and make a game out of it. And like you said, once they went up 14-0, I was like, let me go ahead and take a nap so I'm nice and fresh and spry for the Ohio State game.
I'm about to be spry for the game.
Spry. Exactly. That's old people talk. I'm getting old, man. Need to be these late night games, and it ain't like how I used to be.
Yeah, we're not those young spring chickens like we used to be, man. Mm-hmm. You know, we actually gotta prepare for some of these games. I actually was so angry at a certain point in that game, that first game, because I was like, God dang, I still gotta wait for this game. Why would this be the damn middle game? Like, why would this be the primetime game? I literally.
That's why. They knew.
I not only have to eat, I also have to make sure that when I eat, that my eating keeps me awake, and I'm not gonna go to sleep after this. Like it. Right. You're absolutely right. I think you're not the only person that had to go through that, where you have to just decide, man, do I want to take a nap now? That first game was awful, and we knew. This is why we probably need 6 teams, first of all.
And that's why it was the early game, because you don't want that game in prime time. I mean, right. Alabama was 20-point favorites.
Yeah, I know why it was, but god dang. From 3 o'clock to about 5 o'clock, I was legitimately like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with myself? Like, right. I started
everybody was talking about how Ohio State didn't deserve to be in. But nobody talked about how Notre Dame really didn't deserve to be in there.
Listen, anybody, including Dabo Swinney, who thinks that Ohio State didn't deserve to be in, is an idiot and a hater. They were just hating.
And screw Dabo Swinney. How did that taste, you son of a bitch?
Yeah.
Talked all that trash.
Go ahead and say
about how we didn't deserve to be in there. It's going to be a quick study. You know, he didn't really have to act like he didn't have to prepare, because when we played 6 games, and when they did the coaches poll, he's going to vote Ohio State number 11. Just being a complete jerk and asshole, let alone some of the other things he had to say about, when his players were kind of standing up for some social justice issues. He kind of had some negative things to say, about that. More so, too, about the Kaepernick thing, some years ago. But, and some of his comments really didn't sit well with me. And really, some of them didn't sit well with his players either, but because he's Dabo Swinney, he's won, national championships, they kind of swept that kind of under the rug and kind of squashed it. But I really haven't liked him really since then. Then his comments about Ohio State made me not like him even more. So screw you. How did that taste? What was the final score? 49-28. It really should have been more. We were fooling around. We should have.
Yeah. Like imagine if Justin didn't get his hand tipped in the beginning of the third. We could have scored a touchdown there. That would have been another. What was that? 56. So to me, to be honest,
we hung 60 on it.
I feel like Shaq when he won his 4th. Dabo, tell me how my ass tastes.
Right.
Yeah. You was talking all that shit. You was giving us cash money. And I said this earlier in the season, or excuse me, I'm sorry, not earlier in the season, but I said this about Dabo. I said he's only saying this kind of stuff because he fears us. Because last year, we went from being a team that got blew out by his team to a team that really got jobbed. We got jobbed last year. In that semifinal game, we got jobbed. We should have been in a championship game, but we weren't going to get there because the referees made sure that we weren't going to get there. The referees were awful. And I know I hate
Refs
to
are
use
awful. We also have some missed opportunities too.
but we had some missed opportunities. You still got to show up. You still have to play a certain kind of way. And the big games, you still have to do it. So I don't want to put it all on the refs, but those refs, and if you go back and look at that game, those refs were really, really bad. We saw interceptions, we saw actual catches that they called not catches. It was a tough game.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
As an
bad.
Ohio State fan, it was a tough game. So, having said all of that, we come into this game this year, and let's be honest. And I'll be even more honest because I picked us to lose this game, not because I thought we would lose. I wasn't sure defensively what we would show up with because we haven't played a complete game, to be honest, against a stand-up opponent yet.
Still happen.
And again, that's what happens when you only play 4 or 5 games, right? So we have not shown up and we have not played a complete game defensively and offensively. And that's what I was worried about. I was completely and totally worried about that. Today, the guys actually did both. Justin showed up today.
Most definitely. Huge game by Justin.
The play calling was incredible today. These guys did and now if you guys go back, please God, go back and listen to one of my rants in our last show. And Sean will back me up on this. One of my rants was, Ryan Day, I need you to call a great game because these guys gonna do what you tell them to do. You gotta call the right game. And guess what Ryan Day did? Ryan Day called a great game today. He called an awesome
beautiful game. I was really, really surprised at the efficiency of the offense. Yeah. And how he called this game, man, from beginning to end.
He called a great game. Like
I think too, it was awesome. Maybe Master Teague having that concussion may have forced his hand to run Trey Sermon the way he did today too. Because at first I thought he was like, he decided to go exclusive Trey Sermon. Then they said later in the game that Master Teague had a concussion and was out. And that's the lack of coverage that this game has gotten, man. Like, there's been absolutely no hype or buzz coming into this game. Like, I had no idea that Master Teague was not playing.
I didn't know either. I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying on that one because I didn't know either. I didn't know that he wasn't going to play. And, we just did our show. Today is Friday. We just did our show a day and a half ago. We didn't have any idea that Master Teague wasn't going to play. Now, having said that, I'll tell you this. Watching Trey, and we text during the game, watching Trey all season, and I know our season was only about 5 games or so, but watching Trey all season, and then watching him in these last 2 games, I text Sean, and I'm just saying this for the folks that are listening. I text Sean and I said, yo, my man look comfortable as hell right now. It looks like everything he's coming out of the backfield, whether it's for a screen pass or whether it's, for him to block, whatever, if it's an RPO, he just looks comfortable now. He doesn't look like
he was finishing runs today. Was incredible.
Yeah. I mean, this dude, he was getting like 6, 7 every pop. He was getting like 6 or 7 every pop, bro.
Right.
He was hitting holes. And then hitting guys in the holes. Like, it was so good to see. It was When I tell people, this kind of thing, Ohio State we are 3 yards in a cloud of dust. We really are at the end of the day. So we always love our running backs. That we always love our running backs. Tell me I'm wrong about this.
No, you're absolutely right.
We love our running backs. So this was the first year that I probably was like, I don't know who these guys really going to, who's going to be the guy. And I knew we got old boy from Oklahoma, Trey Sermon, but I wasn't, completely blown away by him. And
I know he was a solid back. I knew he was a good back, and I thought that we would lean on him early because of his experience.
Right.
And they did.
Right.
I guess maybe because you really didn't have.
And that's what I thought too.
The offseason.
Him being kind of a fifth-year senior redshirt guy, I felt like him coming in, it would have helped the running game. Master Teague he's not fast. He's not fast at all. He's just kind of a heavy running guy. He's just you're a north-south. I'm going, grab the ball and I'm just going to plow forward. He's your shifty guy. Trey is. Trey's your shifty guy. He's the guy who's going to get you 3 or 4 yards more because he's a little bit shiftier. I think his eyes are a little bit better. And I've been saying that all year, but we haven't seen it until these last 2 games. What we're watching right now, to be completely and totally honest, is I'll be honest, it's way more than I expected to get out of Trey Sermon. What I've seen out of this dude in the last 2 games, I didn't expect to get this out of Trey Sermon.
Yeah, this dude has had like 500 yards in 2 games. Right, that's crazy.
God dang, bro. He went from barely, being at 4 yards a carry to basically being Ezekiel Elliott.
Right.
Like in 2 games. That's how incredible this dude has been. But I'll tell you something else. I got to give some kudos to that offensive line. These gentlemen have just slowly pieced together a really solid situation that sets up well for Justin Fields. It's set up well, and they ain't even had one of their main guys today either. But this offensive line just set up really well.
They played fantastic, and really, this was a team win in the best sense of the term.
It was a team win,
from every aspect of the game, of the team rather, performed well, and you can see how much more comfortable Justin Fields was today because he had his full complement of receivers. It kind of reminds me, look how Baker Mayfield looked last week.
Right.
Didn't have his guys. That's the same way Justin Fields looked against Northwestern when he didn't have his guys. Today, he was in complete command of the offense, made smart decisions for the most part. He had a couple questionable throws here and there, but I'm not going to nitpick with that. Justin Fields had, 5 touchdowns today, or was it 6?
6.
I think it was 6 touchdowns today.
It was crazy. 6.
He had crazy accurate on his deep throws. Came back, took a massive hit before halftime.
Bro, he was came
back and threw a touchdown pass after pretty much having his spine torn in half. I didn't think he was going to be able to come back. So, shout out to Justin Fields for showing some serious toughness.
Listen, that guy took a spear, basically, a Bill Goldberg spear. He took a Bill Goldberg spear, got up, walked off the field, came back, and threw a touchdown after taking a Bill Goldberg spear with a helmet on.
And limped off the field. And shout out to the quarter zone shot that he got at halftime. Now, we can't confirm that he took one. Right.
Shout out to quarter zone. We love quarter zone.
We can't confirm that, but the way that he looked still in the second half,
he had to take some.
I want to give a shout out to Ryan Day for that play calling as well after he got hurt. He changed it up a little bit, shorter throws, so he didn't have to extend too much. Picked his times when to go deep. Also start focusing on the run more in the second half. I mean, you're going to do that anyway because you want to run some clock, but I think he was protecting his quarterback too. So definitely smart play calling by Ryan Day.
But those are the things that, like, to me, when I say making certain adjustments, you gotta do what's necessary at that particular time. Ryan Day and you know, my criticism against him going into this game was, I need you to make an adjustment. I need you to do something that you haven't done yet, sir, because we've seen you do this. We've seen you play this way. We've seen you. Now I need you to understand that, man, you know, we need to win this game, and here's how we need to win this game. And maybe you need to make an adjustment because Dabo is coming for you. That's what I kept. I said, Dabo is coming for you. And he's talking shit in your face, letting you know I'm coming for you. So again, go back to the show on our midweek take, and that's what I kept saying. I'm not against, trust me, I'm not against Ohio State ever. I just wasn't sure if we were going to be able to respond because our defense has not been great all year. And I'll be honest with you, today I saw something, I said something in our last show. Today I saw something that made me even more staunch in that position. Shaun Wade is not necessarily a All-American. I don't know why they giving this guy All-American status. He didn't look that great today.
Terrible. Shaun Wade, whatever you smoke or consume before the game, please stop.
I mean,
you look absolutely awful.
I didn't see where anybody should be like afraid of this dude. I've never seen why you know,
like he was playing on roller skates, man.
I mean, but listen, bro, you can't play up on a guy and then release the guy. Like, if you're gonna play up on him, play up on him.
Right.
But he don't have.
He seems like to me the type of guy, he bought into his own hype, and you know he thinks he's better than what he is, and then he doesn't have to work anymore, you know, to get better. He doesn't have to improve. That's the way he plays. Like he's right.
I think that's what it is. And God forbid if he gets picked in the top 13 of the draft. So now guess what? Whoever drafts this guy, y'all gonna get a guy that thinks that he's, you know, really good.
Right now, he's not gonna get picked in the top 150. And God forbid, and we're not gonna get too much into this because we'll do this on our midweek show next week, preview the game with Alabama. But you know, God forbid, you cannot have him on Devontae Smith.
Hell no, you can't.
There's no way in the world. Because that would be
kill that dude. Devontae Smith
that would be a
crime
scene. It would be a crime scene in Miami, Florida, if you have that dude shaking Devontae Smith. Like seriously, we can't.
It's gonna be all levels of yellow tape.
Right.
Yellow tape gonna be all around the field because he gonna destroy that dude.
Yeah.
You know, Devontae is a monster. So you have to, you know, be fully prepared. And trust us, America, we're going to make sure that we get ourselves together and prep ourselves for that game so that we can give you guys a full understanding of what's going to go on. However, I don't know that Shaun Wade has shown me enough to make me feel like he can win that one-on-one matchup. I don't think that he can. No. I don't think that he can.
Win a matchup with a guy who's number 17 for Clemson, Powell.
Yep.
You know, he pretty much ate him up today. And on top of that, you know, I want to say this: Clemson did not play a bad game today. Just Ohio State just played a lot better and made more plays and caused, turnovers that
we were
turned out of
where
the
we
game
needed
because
to
Clemson
be.
was moving the ball with no problem for the
We
most
were
part.
where we needed to be when we needed to be there. Like in certain plays, like there, we had about a 3 or 4 possession situation where we really did our thing. Like we got them 3 and out, like 3 or 4 possessions straight. And that changed the momentum in terms of how we were going to score. And then I'll tell you something else different. We got into the red zone and we were still able to score. So that was unlike last year where we were really struggling to score against them.
Squandering opportunities.
Yeah.
I agree. I love the aggressiveness. Even when we got beat on some chunk plays, we got beat on quite a few, but they still were aggressive on defense to put pressure on Trevor Lawrence, and it paid dividends.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's a memo, and I hope Joe Woods, I hope you were watching that game today, because we need you to do the same thing against Pittsburgh on Sunday. Need you to be aggressive.
Look,
and not let Mason Rudolph sit back there and make bologna sandwiches in the pocket all day.
I knew somehow this was going to transfer to the Browns game.
Yes. I don't need y'all playing that cupcake soft ass defense. I need some aggressiveness. So shout out to Cooper, Tyreek Smith.
Yep.
Who's went to my alma mater. Shout out to Cleveland Heights High School Tigers. Also, number 47, Hilliard had a good game.
Oh, Hilliard played his ass off today.
Even them slow, stiff-ass linebackers in the middle had a good game. What's his name? Borland and
Tubb had a good game. There were a couple guys that had really good games today. So again, shout out to that.
For the most part, they were hitting, man. They were bringing the wood today.
Man, these dudes were so physical. They were way more physical than I'm used to seeing our defense being. And let's be real, I gave our defense a lot of grief in my assessment of them, because in my mind, I'm like, y'all haven't done it. Y'all haven't done anything to make me feel like y'all can do this on a regular basis. Today, these guys showed up. So I'm glad that you said that they deserve, because you get it. You understand. I'm not just, ceremoniously just trying to tear these dudes down. I understand, because I'm an Ohio State fan. I love Ohio State. This is what I do. And these guys have not been beyond the first maybe 3 games. Shoot, Indiana, we gave up almost 500 yards of offense.
Right.
So we talking about Indiana. We're not talking about Clemson. We're not talking about Alabama. These are teams that will compete for the national championship every year. Indiana's not competing for a national championship, but you can't stop them.
Exactly.
So that was where my issues was with them. Also, let me say this real quick. I got a few little bumps from some horrible Team Up North fans talking about, it seems like whole state is quiet, going into this game. I don't even, first of all, I can't even respond to you, because we trying to play for national championships. What y'all playing for? What was What were y'all doing? Yeah, focus on your team. Focus on your coach.
They over there extending one of the worst coaches in college right now, giving him an extended contract. That's what they're over there doing.
Hey, it works for us. Way to go. Way to go, y'all. You know what? We had a vote in that too. They called us and asked us,
right,
would y'all like to see us? No, extend him, please and thank you.
Right. And they're also plotting on kidnapping their governor. There's all types of off the wall shit going on up in Michigan. Bad water.
Like that's a team. That's a team that believes that somehow they're going to beat Ohio State by acting like we got a coach that acts like Bo Schembechler.
Right.
What? Like, bro, why is this dude dressing up like Bo Schembechler like every week? Why?
You know what?
He-
Well,
and,
first
and
of
then,
all, you
and
know
then
what? We're giving them too much attention. This is about an Ohio State big victory, and I won't say
we
it's a
giving him
great
too
day. It's a
much. Oh,
good
you
day.
right. You right. We giving him too much credit.
It's a
F
good
you,
day.
sir.
Still got work to do. No, we just don't play for playoff appearances. We play for national championships
We
here in
play
the
for
great state of
national
Ohio.
championships out here.
Right. So like I said, it's not a great day. It's a good day.
It's a
It's just
really
one
good day.
step closer to getting that national championship. So we not gonna celebrate too hard, but we did want to come on and and talk about this game, this big victory here. And
Huge.
we'll see. We will see what happens. When is it? The Monday after next, right? So of course it's not this Monday, but
Yeah.
the following Monday.
Right. It'll be in like a week and a half, I think.
Something like that. But it feels like a Saturday, man. I keep thinking tomorrow is Sunday morning.
And it's
Tomorrow's
only
Saturday.
Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah, because
And we still
I'm
got
ready for this. I'm ready for this Browns game too, man. That's forever away, and I keep waiting for COVID to rear its ugly head. So I want to hurry up and get to
this damn
Sunday morning and get this game on, man.
Listen, everybody has been affected by this COVID stuff. And it is really looking ugly, and you kind of hit on that. You actually said it. You brought it up. You said, man, my issue ain't.
But I ain't worried about Pittsburgh. Yeah, I'm worried about COVID.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
But you know what? But as I was at the grocery store earlier today, I kind of thought about it. I said, look, I'm gonna focus on the positive but not the negative. Negative is Denzel Ward, Malcolm Smith, BJ Goodson are out. But the positive thing is we got our whole receiving core back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, if we still can't beat Pittsburgh playing their second and third stringers, and we have our full offense, the defense stinks anyway. Really, the defense, like really who's playing no defense at this point in time, as bad as that scheme is, and as bad as that personnel is, it really don't matter who they throw out there at this point. What we need is our full complement of offense so we can outscore these people.
Joe Woods,
right now.
My man just said it doesn't matter what the hell you do.
It doesn't. No matter what personnel that you put out there, if you're gonna keep running that soft scheme they're running, you're not gonna be aggressive at all. When the Browns show, what was the game that we were really aggressive? That the Tennessee game.
I was gonna say it was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, like the Tennessee game, and I want to say the Cincinnati games. Even though Joe Burrow put up points, but we were getting in his face and forcing him to do things. Like when you have that controlled aggression, you cause turnovers and you take, and it kind of helps your defense a little bit. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just going into this game now, I'm just like, I want to stick to the positive stuff. Like we got our full offense, man. You got Hunt Chubb, our receivers are back, Teller's back. That's huge to have Teller back because Nick Harris looked like a lost stepchild last week, and I really don't want to see him out there.
Nick,
man, that dude. They went back and showed the film, and that dude was just flat out awful.
Nick looked awful, and I thought last week he looked decent. So my thoughts were coming into this, into the past week, that he would be okay. Man, I was like, wow, this dude was getting outplayed so bad.
You know what? He's a rookie. That was his first time getting in, but when he had to come in on the fly, you don't have time to think. Sometimes you got to, you jump right in there. So now being named the starter, he had all week to think about all the different ways that he was going to screw up. And that's exactly what
and that's what you've been saying. But you've been saying that about, each individual having to play their spot or their role. It's easy to be the backup when nobody's ready for you. But when you got an entire week to think about it, and when you got an entire week to try to be, the new guy on the block, it does change everything. Now, when he came in the middle of the game a week ago, it was like, oh, okay, yeah. And nobody knew what to do with him. But when they sent up a whole week's worth of, yeah, we're gonna prepare for
Scheme.
this guy.
Right.
So now they're scheming for this guy. They're scheming for Nick Harris at this point. I watched this dude flat out ghost his man twice.
Exactly.
Like he couldn't even put his hands on him. That's how bad he was, in his ability to stop the guy getting to Baker or whatever. So, if you can't put hands on guys, and if you can't make sure that guys understand that, I'm not allowing you to get to my guy, yeah, it's gonna have an effect. So, you know, I think as we go forward, of course, we got this Ohio State win, but we also are concerned about the Browns as we move forward. Um, but I think at the end of the day, we let that be what it's gonna be. We don't want to overplay this hand.
Right.
So we want to kind of keep this on the Browns, on the Ohio State tip. And let me tell you guys something. Sean has been way more specific on certain things, and I have to tip my cap to him on that, because he's been way more specific. But what's happening right now in Ohio State, or within Ohio State, Sean kind of called this. He understood that these guys knew what they needed to do to be where they are. There's a reason that we are where we are. He called this the other day. He said, when we picked who was going to win this game, I was the only one that picked that they were. Sean said, no, I think these guys are going to do X, Y, Z. And actually, the X, Y, Z is why we won. Now, we didn't see them playing this hard. I'm going to be honest with you. Neither one of us saw them playing this hard.
Right. And I thought the game would be a lot closer. What did I say? 45-42?
Right.
Something like that. So
we just kind of thought you thought it was going to be a shootout, which was fine. That's fair, because we do have an offense. Our problem is our defense, and that's where I was at. The exact
and
same.
then usually when Ohio State is an underdog and everybody's picking against them and they don't have a chance, they usually show up. It's when everybody's consensus on Ohio State's going to win.
It's when we should blow your ass out.
Right, and then we're going to just and lay a complete egg. So, what's the final score? 49-28? Yeah, 49-28. 21-point victory, man. I think once again it was
Trey Sermon in 2 games got 524 yards.
Yeah, I see that now, man. That is insane. That is completely insane.
And this is running back university right here. We talking about Eddie George. We talking about Ezekiel Elliott,
Archie Griffin.
We talking about Archie Griffin. I mean, come on, man. We ain't talking about no
great running backs.
Kenny
Wells, Carlos Hyde.
We ain't talking about no J.K.
very decent NFL careers. Eddie George.
Look, J.K. was a beast.
J.K. Dobbins, right?
We talking about a dudes that ain't never did that kind of stuff here. And Trey Sermon is doing that right now.
At the best time possible.
At the right time. At the absolute right time, bro.
At the right time, man.
Everything
is about timing, and the offense is clicking at the right time. So it's going to be a tough, man. Alabama, that's going to be a tough.
That's a tough game
matchup, man, because Alabama looks really. This might be.
I think
even when they had
the
two
Alabama team that they've had,
as far as offensively is concerned.
Yeah, I think this might be
playmakers. The playmakers that they have. Yeah, this definitely might be the best Alabama team, man. Like, And I think they've kind of gone under the radar a little bit just because of the way that the season played out with COVID.
Mhm.
You know, not saying that they're being overlooked. They're not being overlooked at all, but you know what I'm
No,
saying. Like it's not the
yeah, I got
same.
no, I got
You
you.
know, so
I got. I agree. I think that this team is the Alabama team is kind of like we could give them accolades, but the truth is, if we gave them accolades, we probably are still underplaying them. That's how good they are offensively. They're really good.
right.
This is a really good team. So hopefully, O State is ready to play going up
I am a
against.
little concerned about Justin Fields' health because I know now they say he didn't get an X-ray at halftime, but I'm sure he'll get
He didn't
one,
want one
tomorrow.
because he didn't want to
Yeah,
find out. Because you know what's
right.
going to happen if they find out that there's a fracture or there's a crack or there's an issue. That's it, right? Because they're not going to send him back out there that way.
Exactly.
So he didn't want to find that
And
out.
basically play dumb like, well, we didn't know until after
Yeah,
the game he was hurt. But I know that
yeah.
all that's gonna stiffen up, starting tomorrow. Like that dude ain't gonna be able to move out the bed come tomorrow.
Hell no. That shot he took, that was a hell of a shot.
Right.
That was a
And
hell of a shot.
we're gonna need Justin Fields at least at 90% going into Alabama. We can't have him out there compromised.
Well, if he could throw like I just saw him throw for no reason, shit, we good.
Right.
I just need him
Sorry,
to.
he was struggling a little bit. When they were lifting the trophy today, you could see that he really couldn't extend. So,
Yeah.
So hopefully, man, he got a week and a half or so.
I need them.
Need
I need them to call in. I need them to call Mr. Miyagi.
Right. Yeah, call in Mr. Miyagi. Call in Mr. Bentley from the Jeffersons. One.
Yeah, somebody need to walk on his side or his back.
Right. Get him in there. We need some treatment.
We
need some treatment. We need some treatment, baby. We need to get that side together.
Get you together, baby. We need you to get together, baby.
Right.
We trying to win this championships.
Right. So did you watch any other games today, man? I watched Cincinnati completely choke and blow that game against Georgia. I was like, come on, Cincinnati.
Listen, I thought Cincinnati was going to win that game. I mean,
and as soon as that dude fumbled in the third quarter and Georgia got the ball back in their territory, like, that's ball game. The whole momentum was going to shift, and Cincinnati couldn't do a thing after that.
Fickle.
Not a thing.
I like Fickle. I like Luke Fickle, man. I think that Cincinnati's in good hands. The issue was, like you said, and I felt the same way. Like we all knew what was going to happen in that game. As soon as y'all fumbled and y'all missed your opportunity, we all felt the same exact thing. Like, you not winning this game.
No.
And we all understood that. But I watched
and their defense still held up. Their defense played okay. They were holding them, man. They were holding them to field goals in that second half.
They started out the game like a team that was trying to win. They didn't like show up like, oh, we're gonna make this game. Like everybody was all looking around like, damn, these dudes came to play. And they did. They came to play. So I don't hold that against Luke Fickle. But I think ultimately it did eventually come back to bite him in the ass, Luke Fickle, because it just wasn't a complete. It wasn't a complete game plan, and you saw that, like you said, once they fumbled and couldn't figure out how to get the ball back, they couldn't stop those guys. They went. Georgia went down and scored. That was it. That was it. That was it. And you knew it just like I knew.
Yep. And,
was
so be it. Because I kind of wanted Cincinnati to really win that game just for the fact that maybe you can start the conversation, maybe expanding the playoffs. So
SEC.
you can at least let one non-Power 5 conference member in just to see. If they get wiped out, so be it. But at least give those guys a shot. Yeah, they're playing lesser talent, but they're not in the bum conference. You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati is not in a conference full of bums. There's some decent competition there. So they should at least, and I think they played, I want to say Cincinnati beat like 2 ACC schools out of conference games, something like that.
I think they beat a couple. I think they beat Kentucky.
Something like that, yeah. So
SEC squad.
Right. At least give one of those teams a shot. Just see what they can do. And who knows? I mean, they do it in basketball.
Yeah.
No,
I'm down with that.
It's a different game. Different game and different circumstances, but give one of those teams a shot and see what happens. I remember that one year. I remember Boise shocked everybody and beat Oklahoma in the bowl one year.
That game was the dumbest game I ever saw in my life, man.
It wasn't. It was. It just
all of a sudden you saw people just randomly proposing to their girlfriends. Like what's happening right now?
Right. And speaking of Boise State, their coach just took the job at Auburn.
Yeah, he did.
I can't think of his name. Arson.
And I think he's gonna be okay. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to deal with the SEC, but I think he's gonna be okay. Like I said,
he's gonna have to learn the thing that he lived in Alabama. I lived in Alabama for years.
He's gonna have to learn how to goddamn recruitment.
That's what I'm saying. Like Crimson Tide is top dog. So not only are they getting everybody from Alabama, they're getting everybody from Florida, Texas, wherever.
Mississippi.
So Auburn is going to have to learn. Really, the SEC is going to have to learn to recruit outside of the South. True. I think the only SEC school that I can think of that was really recruiting heavy outside of the South was like Florida. I remember like Florida even like to have some like Ohio kids on their squad, from time to time. They're going to branch out because you got to be able to pull from a different pool of player if you're going to compete with Alabama on an annual basis. Now, Auburn does have a good program. I mean, normally they're pretty competitive, but they have like these slides where they're down for like 2 or 3 years.
3-4 years, yeah.
Right. Before they, reemerge and, give Alabama hell. So they got to learn how to get outside their comfort zone and recruit in other parts of the country. There's talent everywhere.
Well, number one, they do have to get that in-state talent because Alabama has a lot of in-state talent. But I agree on those fringe recruitments. You got to get the Mississippi boys. You got to get the Tennessee guys.
Right.
You
got Georgia, the Georgia, Alabama too. Georgia's getting a lot of those guys too, man. That's a tough.
Yeah, you got to get those South Carolina guys. Like you got to start to pitch as that guy, as that coach, that new coach in Auburn. You got to be able to pinch into South Carolina. You got to be able to pinch into those other areas that you don't normally pinch into. Now, the question is, a guy who came from Boise, I don't know where he, originated from day one, but can he pull that off? And can he consistently pull that off? If you can't, the one thing about Ohio State, we always got guys from Florida. We have always had guys from Texas. We've always had guys from Alabama. Like we got guys from everywhere coming to Ohio State. So we're and Sean and I understand this. There ain't shit in Columbus, by the way. I ain't trying to mess up the recruitment thing, but there's nothing in Columbus. So for these guys, for John Cooper, for Urban Meyer, for the Sweater Vest, to get guys from Southern Florida, from Georgia to come from Texas to come to Columbus, Ohio to play football, and there's nothing. They ain't selling you shit. That listen, I'm from Cleveland and I've been to Columbus multiple times in my life. There's nothing in Columbus. But to get you to come to Columbus from a spot that might have way more going on, and then they're gonna get you to come to Columbus, that's a hell of a recruitment thing. Like that says something about that individual who gets you guys to come there. And we've had that. We've had shit. We've had guys from New Jersey who grew up right outside of the outskirts of New York. Ezekiel Elliott is from Jersey.
Right.
And he came to Columbus to play football.
I think Justin Fields is from New Jersey too, although we didn't recruit.
No, he's from Georgia. Justin Fields is from Georgia.
Is he from Georgia? Okay.
Yeah. So you got Justin Fields from Georgia. You have guys that came from Florida and Texas. And I mean, these guys have big opportunities to go, and they can go wherever they want. The question is, how do we, the team, get these guys to want to be where they are?
I mean, it's just the exposure that you're going to get, being with Ohio State. That's the thing.
And now Ohio State went from being like the squad that just got a lot of talent. Like, if you go back a few years ago, we couldn't even get guys in the league that could just go right out being wide receivers. All of a sudden, we become wide receiver U. Like, guys like, think about some years ago where you had guys like Ted Ginn, who really was just a straight line runner. He wasn't no route runner. He wasn't really a hands guy. He was just, I'm going out fast you. And imagine, like, almost less than 10 years later, you got a guy like Mike Thomas, who can catch every pass you throw him and can run every route you want him to run.
Become a premier receiver. You got Terry McLaurin, who's doing well in Washington without a quarterback, pretty much.
Bro, that's it. Like, we've learned, like, we're developing. We're not just DBU. We're starting to develop wide receivers too. So that's what I mean when I'm a guy from Florida who is a 4-3 guy and I want to play wide receiver. You want to go somewhere where they can develop you and get you those number one spots and that first hot ass contract. That's what you want.
Right.
So I think Ohio State is that team. I think we can be that team. And I think we'll continue to be that team as long as we continue to manufacture those things the way that we've been doing it. So first of all, I just want to, continue to shout out O State. Thank you guys for proving me wrong from the players' standpoint.
But I understood, I understood why you picked the way you did. Because the majority of the country did. The way the defense was playing, you didn't have any faith in them. I just thought the reason why I picked Ohio State was just for the fact that Dabble was talking so much trash. Everybody was against us. We were going to have a shot at it. So I said, normally Ohio State, that's when they sometimes write their best, when the chips are stacked against them, man. So,
well, look, I hate Dabo Swinney, and I'm glad that my team proved me wrong.
I'm gonna sleep well knowing that I'm gonna sleep like shit tonight.
Hey, listen,
real well knowing
I said this a couple weeks ago. I really think that Dabo's big issue was he knew he couldn't beat us because he only got saved by the referees jobbing us last year. If the refs called the game the right way, that it's a few plays. We wouldn't have, it wouldn't even been close. if the referees called the game irregular. So I think Dabo, lived off of that. Yeah, they ended up getting their asses handed to them by LSU, but it should have been us there anyway. We should have beat them in that game last year, and we should have played LSU. But that's okay. Here we are. We
That's
beat
all
them.
good. Past can't pass is past. We got our get back. We got our revenge, and that's all that matters at this point, man. Big victory. Good night, man. So I am definitely pleased at the performance. I didn't see that performance coming. Not that crisp. Not that cohesive at performance. Even though I picked them to win, I did not see that coming. So
these guys play hard as hell. Like I don't know if I've ever seen them play that hard. And like I said earlier, like a complete game from the defense, the offense, the special teams. These guys were completely and totally engaged from the first moment, and that's dope, and that's awesome.
Yeah, you see the determination from the opening kickoff, man. But let's go ahead and give out, game balls. I'm gonna give out 3. So my first game ball. Actually, I'm going to give out 4. I need to give out 4 game balls today. So I'm going to give my first game ball to Trey Sermon for just playing a hell of a game that he played. Second one is going to Justin Fields. Played another great game. Played a tough game. Showed me something today, man. Showed me a lot of heart. My third game ball is going to Tyreek Smith. And then my fourth one is going to the other defensive end on the other side, Cooper. So those are my 4 game balls for today.
I'm giving out 3. You hit on at least 2 of mine. Justin Fields, of course, that's the first one I'm going to give out. Justin played a great game, man. And he's had a tough couple of weeks. I've been hard on him. But the one thing about our show, man, we are fairly hard. I know y'all like, what does that mean? We are hard in a fair sense. We're not just hard because we want to be hard. We actually judge a guy based on what we think this guy should be capable of pulling off. And Justin has had a few weeks where he didn't really play that great, and I was hard on him during those weeks. But including last week against Northwestern, he didn't look great. But I didn't put all of that on Justin. I put some of that on Ryan Day. Again, go back and listen to my assessment of what I thought this game was going to be. There was a reason why I felt like we weren't going to be able to pull this off.
Right.
Today, Justin was capable of pulling off all the throws, every throw. He looked awesome doing it. And so I give Justin Fields a game ball. I also give Trey Sermon another game ball. And I say another because I gave him a game ball for last week's performance. This dude has, and I text you this, Sean, he's starting to look very comfortable. He's starting to look like, oh, yeah, this is what I do kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it looks good. That's a good look. The offensive line is starting to open up those holes and making a difference to allow his presence to be felt on every game these last couple of games. So again, that's a game ball for Trey Sermon. And my last game ball, my next game ball, is for the defense. I lambasted this defense. I thought we'd lose this game because of the defense. This defense decided to show me something today. They played hard. They played fast. They got to the ball like they were rallying. I mean, god dang. These dudes played some of the best football I've seen. And again, it goes right back to what I said. Finally, we played a complete game. Today, in beating Clemson, we played a complete game, and we're going to need another complete game to beat Alabama, and we'll get into that in our midweek show.
We're going to need more in a complete game. We'll need a little divine intervention as well. But
well,
like you said,
look, when you got Jesus' nephew with a headset and playing for Alabama. We definitely gonna need all the help we can get.
Well, like you said, we'll discuss that on our Wednesday midweek show, man. We'll go ahead and give our preview and in-depth analysis on the national championship game. It's good hearing that come out of my mouth. Ohio State playing for the national championship.
National championship. So y'all, BUM, you bum ass fans, that team up north, y'all want to try to talk a little bit of nonsense to us tonight. We're trying to play for national championships. We don't have time.
When's the last time Michigan played for a national championship?
I don't know.
Was it like 2001? Didn't they tie? Like the last time they actually won one, they tied with somebody else. They were like co-champs.
They tied with like Colorado or
something like that. Yeah, some trash.
Something weak.
Right.
Something weak, because that's what y'all are. Y'all weak. But now today y'all want to try to come after us.
Even they color, what they blue and maize was that crayon that you ain't know what it was. That old
it's corn.
In the box.
It's corn.
Okay.
Look, it's corny.
Color. Remember that? You be that one crayon you pull out like maize. Like, what the hell is maize?
Like, who uses this?
Right.
Like, this ain't even the yellow that I wanted. Like, as you're coloring, like, you say to yourself, like, yeah, I'm gonna use it, and then you start coloring. You like, why am I using it?
Oh, maize and blue. It's more like urine and blue.
F Michigan. And that'll always be my stance. I don't give a damn what's happening. Listen, if I ever kill anybody and they'll be like, well, what happened? F Michigan. That's it. That's my stance. F Michigan. I don't care about Michigan. We do not. Did y'all see my background like 3-4 weeks ago? I think it says something
close to about the whole state of Michigan.
We don't give a damn about the entire state of Michigan. We don't care about what y'all think.
That includes that little upper part that's not even hooked on to y'all state. We talking about that part too, like the whole thing.
Ypsilanti, and all y'all. We don't care about y'all neither. That part that don't nobody go to. Don't nobody care about y'all. Damn Michigans. Don't nobody care about y'all. So, like y'all are what state record 3-5? What Corey say? Something about Harbaugh being the.
I don't know, man. He's on there trolling again like he always does. I don't pay Corey.
Bro, Corey Hill, man, stop it. I know you was coming at me, but I was coming at you too. So we kind of was going back and forth. That's why I had to take you. Like, I knew he was mad at me. But Corey Hill, your team stinks balls and cocks. They smell like the underside of a ball sack. So we about to go on and play for a national title. I don't know what your good coach is coaching for right now. I think y'all 3-5 or something close to that. So y'all figure y'all life out. Stop talking about Ohio State, because we trying to win championships.
Exactly.
Thanks. So that's it for us tonight. We're gonna go ahead and sign off. We're gonna sign off on that note.
All right. So hopefully the next time we talk to you guys, the Browns would have clinched a playoff spot. If not, it'll be a very morbid show. As a matter of fact, they may need to call, do a wellness check on me that day, because I'll be distraught. But I'm staying positive.
Listen to me. Our Sunday night show may go on. If we do not make the playoffs, I don't know what our Sunday show is going to look like. I don't know if it's going to happen.
But we're not going there. We're not going there. We're going to be in the playoffs come our Sunday night show.
My thing is, we need to get into these playoffs, and my status has been the same from day one. Let's just win. I don't care about all of the issues. Let's just win this game. I understand that we've had some issues with the COVID. I understand that we're kind of going to end up being shorthanded, but this is a team that's not going to even put their full team in front of us. We have to figure out a way to win. I don't want to hear
Exactly. No matter
it. I
what.
don't want to see it. I don't want to try to play with it. The Browns have to figure out a way to win this game. Kevin Stefanski has to stop being a jackass. The same way I just talked about Ryan Day is the same way I talk about this dude. You gotta figure it. Listen, I got full faith in the guy. I think he's a good coach, and I think he is the coach for us. He has to, at some point, though, kind of
What it
break
comes
out.
down to, man, he has to show us that he's a leader of men.
Yeah.
And then Baker has to show us that he's a leader that he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Just get the damn job done. Just get it done, man.
Just get it done, bro.
Just
get it done, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Sean and I have done this for too long. We've seen the Browns be 12-4. We've seen the Browns be 11-5. We've seen Bernie Kosar with a rubber band on his finger in the AFC Championship game. We've squeezed into the playoffs by barely beating Houston. Like, we watched this entire thing over and over and over and over again. We've seen it before. So there was always one thing that held prevalent during those times. Win the freaking game, right? You win the game. Because even in the playoffs, once you get into the playoffs, you know what? You don't have no help at that point. You got to win the game.
Right, exactly.
You got to win the game. So win the game. And we've watched our teams and not necessarily win games or come close to winning games. And we've watched our team win games too. We wouldn't have been in the AFC Championship games if we didn't have a way to win a game. So all I'm saying is, Browns, please, Jesus, if Jesus has any play in being a football god, and I'm not trying to blaspheme people, I'm not, because trust me, I'm a Christian, so I'm not trying to blaspheme at all. But I also know that I can't ask Jesus Christ to cover this game. However, if we know anything about the football gods, man, we got a tough road in front of us. We just got to figure our way through this game, and we got to win this game. And that's it. And that's all. We got to win this game. And if we win this game, we'll get into the playoffs. I'll guarantee that. If we beat the Steelers, we will be in the playoffs. And maybe we'll play the Buffalo Bills. Maybe we'll play the damn Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Right.
But let's just win this game. Okay? Okay. So having said all of that, I want to get out of here. I don't want to make this into no whole another 3-hour show. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to allow Sean to relax and enjoy an Ohio State victory, just like I want to get out of here and enjoy an Ohio State victory. We won this game. Ryan Day, sir, shout out to you. Shout out to that coaching staff. Shout out to that team. Everybody played well. Dabo Swinney kissed my ass. And let's get prepared this weekend for Browns v. Steelers.
Yes, sir. All right. So I'm going to bid everybody a good night. Have a safe rest of your weekend. And we'll see you guys Sunday night. Peace out.
Again, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year to everybody. My fault. Happy New Year to you and your family and everybody else out there.
Thank you. But let's just keep it moving. We wanna have a great sports year, and I think we will. So I think we're off to a good start. All right, guys. Appreciate you. See you all Sunday after the Browns clinch this playoff victory.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
Peace out.